Hello then, good evening, and welcome all. This is Formula 4 Racing. You're tuned in to the European division. This is race day 3. We're at Zandvoort, Netherlands. Looking forward to this one. It's going to be an exciting race, I'm sure of it. Let me get these telemetries up so we can see what's going on. I just have a sound check quickly in the background. Sorry if you hear an echo. Netherlands. Yeah, we're all good. So, I am your host this evening. Hello there, how is he? AKA the Howsy. Currently running solo in the box. So, we'll do our best, or I'll do my best. Bring you all the action from this round. Obviously, we had the same race earlier in our Australian division, or the Oceanic division. Quality race. I'll give you some updates on that one a bit later once we get underway on this one. Got a few boys lurking around in the chat already. And Denge, I believe that is. Excuse me, and Mazzaspin. Mazzaspin giving us an update there, saying wet race 30 minutes in. So we're going to get some weather. So these boys probably just looking at their setups a little bit here, knowing that we're going to have a bit of wet weather in the race. Bit of an unsafe release there from the cat boys. So we get our first cars on track, and the first cars out on the track actually was Droft or Energetics. Let's have a look. It was his teammate, it was Energetics, the first one round. Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do for you guys and girls out there. What I'll do before we get too deep into qualifying is we'll give you a little bit of a roundup. Obviously, my co-comms See Skate is vacant at the moment, attending to some things. So, I know he normally puts up graphics gods, amazing graphics on the start to the stream. Unfortunately, I don't have those talents, so I'll do it the old school way. I'll go back and we'll do a bit of a manual rundown of just a few things that I've got jotted down for you as we get these qualifying laps underway here in this Q1 session. Energetics we're riding on board with for a minute. We'll just scroll through the drivers as and when, just try and give people a bit of airtime while I'm talking to you. Energetics immediately then invalidates his first lap, so I'll flip back to Drofters. Like I said, we'll just get our eyes on the cars circulating, not too much of a in-depth with the positions and things. You can see all them on the timing tree there on the left hand side, so you keep an eye on that for a minute and I'll run down through some information and then we'll get cracking towards the end of the Q1 session. So coming into this then, our third round, the drivers table is going to be as follows. So currently leading the way then is Pease on 48 points. He's the highest Pot 1 driver, so currently 2 poles and 2 wins to his name. He's also the highest Cat F1 driver. Second position then on 38 points is Droftus. He's the highest Rothmans driver, obviously on screen as we look. He's made up the most places so far in the races we've had. It's 18 places that he's made up in a race, so that's going to be a hard tally to beat throughout the season. But we'll keep an eye on that one as the rounds go on. Obviously 24 rounds, so plenty more rounds to go. Droftus then sets his time. We'll see if we can flick back a few. Go someone on a lap. Let's go with Zerks here. Third then in the table, 35 points, is Andenge. He's Cadbury's top driver at the moment in P3. He's got a fastest lap to his name, along with 1 podium. He was P5 last week. Pills then sits P4 on 34 points. He's the highest Old Spice driver. He had a fastest lap and a podium last week, and hasn't made any places in the races so far. So what I'm talking about there by saying made up any places, that's his qualifying position into his race position. So he actually hasn't made up any places in the race. He's unfortunately in the 2 rounds so far only dropped positions from his qualifying. So he'll be looking to make a change to that one today. In 5th then is one of the new boys. It's young Tommy, 31 points for him. He's the highest Pot 2 driver in the table. He's a 1-3 Q3 appearance. A good start with us here at Formula 4. He's had a 5th and a 6th for the 2 rounds, so good solid start from young Tommy. I'm sure there's more to come. 6th then is Sloth on 30 points. He's the highest Texaco driver. He's had a best qualifying so far of 6th and a best result of 4th. He was 8th last week. DJ Death Dragon then is along in 7th. He's just missed out on the podium last week with a 4th. He's currently sat where he finished last season in the Drivers' Championship, so that's P7 for DJ. Xerxes is about to close his lap, and then we'll flick to somebody else. In 8th place in the championship then is on 26 points is the highest Pop 3 driver. It's Extremist. And he's yet to finish. He's yet to feature, in a Q3 session. So he's got driver of the day to his name though. He was 9th last week. So it's boxes then. Who else have we got a bit further around on a lap? Let's have a look. See if we can pick up somebody. P's then, our championship leader. He's 6 seconds down though. Obviously already setting a lap. So let's go down a bit further. See who's on a lap. Ramsel just finished the lap there. Extremist on a lap. We'll stick with him for a second. 9th then in the championship, 22 points as Xerxes. Best finish for him was 7th last week. He's had a worst finish of 13th. Best qualifying position of 7th. Overall, he's gained 2 places and lost 6 from his starting positions over the 2 races we've had so far. Bannister then sits P10. He's the highest Pop 4 driver in the championship. He was 16th in the championship last year. He's had a best finish so far of 10th. And he was 13th last week. Let's move on down. See if Ramsel's on his lap here. Yep, we'll follow Ramsel on his lap. 11th then is Curtis in the championship. He's had a driver of the day to his name last week, but unfortunately he ran out of fuel last week and dropped down the order a bit. So he finished 12th in the end. But he was the guy with the most places gained still overall with 8 last week. 12th then is Energetics on 16 points. 1 Q3 appearance for him so far. A best finish of 9th, a worst finish of 17th. He gained 4 places overall and lost 7 from his starting positions. Let's flick back down. Juniors must be on one here. Yep. So 13th in the championship then is Bloomstar. It was 18th last week for him. A best finish of 8th, a best qualifying position of 15th. He's gained 10 and lost 3 overall. 14th then is Junior, the man on the screen. He's been great in qualifying so far. Has Mini Ramsel, aka Junior. He's had a 5th and an 8th in qualifying, so really good on in qualifying. But unfortunately, it's finding it a little tougher when it comes to the races. He's had 2 14th finishes so far with us, so just needs to bring up a little bit of consistency, perhaps on the Sunday. But early doors for him. Let's see what he sets his lap time as. See most people out on the softs apart from Xerx on the medium then, by the looks of it, just looking up. I think Kaiser's on a lap here. Yeah, we'll stick with Kaiser for a minute then. Right, 15th in the championship then on 13 points is Callum Tyler. His best finish is 11th, and that was last week. He's had 1 Q3 appearance so far. 16th in the championship table then on 11 points is Kaiser. His best qualifying position has been a 13th. His best finish has been a 15th. He was 16th last week. We'll pick up on board our reserve for this week, Alan. Top lad, thanks for stepping in. I'll have a look right on board, see that beautiful Formula 4 reserve livery. Mikey then is P17 in the championship table. He's made up 7 places last week to finish P10. Not lost any positions yet either in the races, so he's only gone forward. 18th then is Ramsel. He sits in 18th with 11 points. And Ramsel has had a tend to finish 1 place higher than his qualifying position. He's round 1 he qualified 17th, finished 16th. Round 2 qualified 16th, finished 15th. All shot down is 19th in the table on 5 points. He's not here tonight, unfortunately. That's why Alan, this man, is in the car. And P20 rounding up our 20 drivers is Mazzaspin then, who we're on board with at the moment, just starting a lap. He had an unfortunate race last week. Started 19th, finished 19th. So we're looking to improve on that. He is the driver with the most pit stops so far over the 2 rounds. He's had 6 out of the 2 races. So that was your championship order. Excuse me, let's have a pick up. Yep, good evening, Tommy. Good evening, Callum. Nice to have you tuning in. We'll give a quick rundown then of this Q1 order with just over 7 minutes to go. Droftus currently sits P1, then Pills is P2, Peas is P3, Curtis nicely up there in 4th, me Ramsel is in 5th, Ramsel himself is in 6th, Zerks is 7th, DJ is 8th, Energetics is 9th without a front wing there. Kaiser is 10th at the moment, Callum Tyler currently sat 11th, Extremist is in 12th, Just Mikey in 14th, Bannister in 15th, Bloomstar 16th, just exiting the pits, Mazzaspin 17th, Sir Young Tommy in 18th, and Andenge in 19th. So move back up. Extremists heading off down there into turn 9. Listening end plate, you could just about see that, so he's going to need to come back to the pits and regroup. Who else is out there? Aylan's still out there. Looks like he's on another lap perhaps, so we stick with him for a minute. So, quick roundup of the pot system. Obviously, we run pot system here in this league, as most of you will well know, based on sort of driver speed, level. It's always a hard one to try and work out, but we do the best job we can. So, 4 pots we've got, 5 drivers in each pot. So pot 1 then is currently Peas from Droftus, from Andenge, from Pills, from Sloth. Pot 2 then is Tommy from DJ, from Zerks, from Energetics, from Junior. Pot 3 then, Extremist from Curtis, from Kaiser, from Ramsel, from All Shot Down. Pot 4, Bannister leads away from Bloomstar, from Callum Tyler, from Mikey, from Mazzaspin. And obviously, anyone just tuning in, we do use a multiplayer car here. Excuse me, yeah, we do use the multiplayer car here in this league. So, boys all get together, design a team livery, come up with the team name or decide a team name. So we've got the Texaco team here on screen of DJ Death Dragon. We've also got Cadbury's Racing, which is the purple cars, just spinning in the background there. We've got Rothman's Racing, which is the kind of throwback to the Williams Rothman's livery. We have Cat F1, which is the yellow cars, and we have Old Spice Racing, which is the more predominantly white cars, and then our Formula 4 reserve livery of the sort of aqua teal colour, which we saw on screen earlier of Aylan. So the Constructors' Championships then, so far it's Cat leading the way from Old Spice, from Rothmans, from Texaco, from Cadbury's. That's how the Constructors sit. As we get with 4 minutes down into this session then, so let's have a quick look in the drop zone. Do have a few more bits and pieces I can discuss with you later, should we get the chance. Let's have a look at this drop zone. Bloomstar then currently on a lap. Let's have a little ride on board with Bloomstar. We'll see if we can get a full lap in with somebody at some point. Got his teammate in front of him there, the Extremist. Gets nicely out of the way. So Bloomstar currently in the drop zone with Bannister, Mazzaspin and Denge as well. We'll lose 4 drivers here in this section, P16, 17, 18 and 19. Just coming to the end of sector 3 then, this is turn 13. And a nice clean exit here. Carry the speed and the momentum all the way down the straight. DRS zone obviously down the straight. Does go slightly quicker, but doesn't improve in terms of position. So where's Mazzaspin? Andenge is, I think Andenge is furthest around there. Yeah, I believe he is. So let's have a ride on board with Andenge. Currently 3rd in the championship. Promoted up to pot 1 this season. He was pot 2 last season. Did such a sterling job that he got himself promoted to pot 1. Number 71 on the car, so that's the 4MULA4Racing livery. Very fetching it is too. See what Andange then. Bit of a late comer into the session due to the update. Fires in a 110.891 then for his opening lap. Puts himself P5. Mazepin, I think, was on a lap, wasn't he? There he is. So just closing the lap. 0.4 up is Mazepin, if you believe it. So how far will this take him? Should be an improvement all the way up to 12. Good lap then from Mazepin. 11.386. Very nice. Let's go back down. So we've got the Extremist. Is Bloomster further along? He is. This is Bloomster. Team Cat, the yellow car. 0.2 up on his current time. Can he get clear of the drop zone? Doesn't improve in position. Extremist then his teammate. Does improve in position, moves himself up to P13 and 11.4. Let's have a look. Where's Bannister? Here he is, rounding the final corner now. Callum Tyler in the drop zone, just exiting the box as well. So let's see what Bannister can do. Yes, goes 4.5 tenths up on his time, so it goes P11 and 1:11.335. Just look at those times. Ramsel 1:11.317, Bannister 1:11.335, Xerxes 11.362, Mazepin 11.386. So close there between those few. So we've got the Extremist is out there at the moment on a lap. I think he's furthest along. Let me just double check. Yeah, Bloomster's there. Obviously the other boys here are on out lap. So the Extremist currently right on the fringe is going to be the first one to see the line. Obviously he's safe at the moment, 11.4, but look at the time between him and Kaiser as well. Kaiser on a 4:07, Extremist on a 4:09. Energetic's not too far back on a 5:15. Extremist then goes 12, pushes Xerxes down, pushes Kaiser onto the bubble. He stays on the bubble there after that lap, 15th. I can't see how much time we've got to go. The yellow sectors here. Who's furthest around? I think it was Callum, wasn't it? Let me just double check. Bloomster's on his way in. Yeah, just Mikey's there. So it is going to be Callum. Furthest round. And 11.6 so far is Callum. A little ride on board through these fast right hands of 7, 8 and 9. Get a bit of perspective from the driver's point of view. A little bit caught up on the curb there. Quite a wide line then into turn 10 there. Interesting to see what other drivers are using that line, whether that is his intended line or whether that was a mistake. So just coming up to the final few corners here, turns 13 and 14. Let's see what he can do. Can he get himself out of the drop zone? Checker flag has fallen. He can't. Energetics is in the wall. Kaiser's there. So here we go. Just Mikey. Can he get himself out? He can't. Takes the flag. P18 for just Mikey. Energetics is going to be done. So ladies and gentlemen, I think we have our drop zone. Kaiser survives. We'll get a total roundup in a minute of the times, but I make it about 1.4. Just quickly looking at it over the whole grid. So very close. Very close indeed. So while we just wait for these times to tick over, I'll wait for Energetics to get back. We just need to arrive in that one. Yep, just coming into turn 13 now then. We'll have a look at a few stats on the teams then. So the teams, statistics for the teams are most team wins so far. That's been Cat F1 with 2. Most team poles also goes to Cat with 2. Podiums is a tie at the moment between Rothmans and Cat, both with 2. The fastest laps is also a tie between Cadbury's and Old Spice, both having 1 each. Finishing positions then for the cars, so most finishes is a tie between Rothmans, Cat and Texaco, all with 8. Driver of the day's tie then. That's between Old Spice and Cat. Let me just take a screenshot of this quickly for any reason we need it. There we go, we should be good. Right, where did I get to? Yeah, driver of the day is a tie between Old Spice and Cat, both of one each. Now here's a nice little stat. This is a nice new one for you. Pit stops. The team with the most pit stops so far over the 2 events has been Texaco with 17 pit stops. As we're going to move forward then into the Q2 session. Now this is the session obviously where it can be a bit strategic. The tyres that you set your fastest lap on in this session will be the tyres you start the race on. If it is dry, which from what I believed from the chat, I believe the race start will be at least dry. Might be seeing some rain further along, but for the moment it should be dry for the start, so that will be the way it goes here. The fastest time, the fastest tyre you set your laptop on will be the tyre you start the Grand Prix with. So we'll see what guys do here. See them changing between their softs and mediums on the left hand side of the diamond tree there. As they get ready for this Q2 session, we've got an Old Spice out the box first. It's not, is it Curtis or is it Spin or is it Pills? It is Pills. Why should I have asked? I should have known better. I say Pills and the first one out the box. Looks like Old Spice. Maybe they're in a team chat because 3 of them are out the box. Nice and early. DJ then informing us of his attire for the race. DJ saying he's sporting a new helmet for this race. We have seen you on screen, DJ, but I didn't know that you was running a new lid, so I'll highlight that a bit later, perhaps, if I get the chance. One of the Cadburys is out too. Who's that? Is Zerks is also out the box. So Q2 time on the mediums here. Q2 time on the medium from the Australian side of the division earlier was a 1:10.696. So that's what these boys have got to shoot at. Try and better a 1:10.696 for that intercontinent rivalry. DJ just giving us a view in the chat there. Obviously it's his home Grand Prix. Yep, so that's why he's running that special livery or special helmet, should I say. Mazepin then, first one to get us underway, or at least this first one that I'm picking up here at this point in time. So we'll have a ride on board then. That was turn 1. This is down into turn 2. And that's him out, unfortunately. So I was going to highlight the fact of that turn 2 being a bit tricky and can upset the back of the car, and that is exactly what happened to Paul Mazepin there. So that's the end of his Q2 session. We'll see if we can pick somebody else up where we can get a good run through the lap at some point. So young Tommy then in sector 2. Where's Zerks? Zerks is back in sector 1. Mazepin is out, so it will be Sir Young Tommy then. First one to complete a lap, I do believe. Down the second DRS zone then between turn 10 and 11. It's purple to the second sector there. As Young Tommy comes up into turn 13 then. Again, this is another critical turn, as I mentioned earlier. This carries the speed all the way down the straight, so any time lost here is only magnified all the way down the start-finish straight. He sets an opening time then of a 1:12.418 on the soft tyre. Zerks who crosses the line next. Team Cadburys, he's got a medium tyre fitted, so goes fastest though for a minute, and 11.5 from Zerks. His teammate, one of his teammates is further back. Is it Andenge? It is Andenge. So he's purpled the second sector now. See what Andenge can do. A little bit of an off week slightly for Andenge last week, some would say. Goes top so far though on a medium tyre of a 1:10.9. Let's see who else we've got out there. We've got Droftus. Is Aylan furthest along? I think he is. Might be. Kaiser's just set a time of an 11.6. Missed that one, sorry. Here's Aylan then across the line on the soft tyre. 1:12.0 from Aylan. We'll just go with this one. Young Tommy is +4 down, so I don't think he's going to improve on that. Zerks is just a bit off. Not too much, but a little bit. Junior on his outlap. And then just well done this time. So Kaiser's about on point. Currently set a time, but sometimes these guys will run a lap or two on the mediums. And the Cadbury's Van Denge getting out of his way then. Comes into the chicane of turn 11 and 12. Medium tyres fitted for Kaiser. Rounds the last corner then. Gets that DRS open. Does improve a little bit. P2 on 1:11.5. A few guys crossing the line now. That's Pills, I think, just crossed the line at 12.9. Sandbagging lap for Pills then. Here's the championship leader, Pease. He's got the soft tyres fitted as well, so yeah, just boxes. Junior then. On board with Junior. Mini Ramsel, yep. Ramsel's son. Coming into turn 13. Got the medium tyres fitted. It's a little bit loose there on the exit. Keeps it together nicely though. Opening time of a 1:11.262 for Mini Ramsel. Who else we got on the track then? Kaiser's going around again, but he's going to be coming in for sure. Hills is on a second lap on the softs. And Curtis yet to set a lap time. Out on the mediums at the moment. P11 obviously at the medium at the moment. Yet to set a time. There's purple that second sector, if we believe that. See if you can keep it nice and tidy here. Down to the line. Does so, then goes P3. 1:11.4 for Curtis. I was impressed on his debut here with us, to be fair. Done a few races in the closing moments of season 2. Full-time seat this year for Curtis. Doing a good job so far. Slight rookie error with under-fueling last week, but we'll let him off that one. Is he pushing again? This could be the second lap. He's going faster, if you believe that. Sector 1, let's see who that is coming out of Sector 2. There's a few of the guys. It's Junior coming back in. A few of the guys coming out on the pits now then, and then on an out lap. So yeah, the only person still on a lap then is Curtis, and he's just ever so slightly up on his time. He might choose to box this one. Purple's the second sector as well. We'll keep an eye on that actually. I'm going to flick to Andenge just so we can see if we can have a full lap here. So this is down into turn 1 then. Right hand up. Third, fourth gear, corner. Up through this tricky turn 2 then. Into 3. This isn't easy either. A few different lines you can take through there. Drofter's getting out of the way. Up through turn 4. Turn 5, the left hander. Turn 6 then. That one to the right. Turn 7 to the right then. Get on the power nice and early through that one. Come into turn 8. And then to turn 9. Series of right-handers there. This turn 10 then, again, important to get this one spot on. Carry the speed all the way down the straight. So here's the second DRS zone. That flap opens in the rear wing. Gives us a bit more straight line speed. Heavy braking then into turn 11 and 12, the little chicane. Exit this. Nice and smooth. Coming up into turn 13. Critical to get this one right. Through 14 then, and then down the start finish straight. Oh no, no, no. And Denge, what have you done? And Denge, unfortunately they're losing it through turn 14. Hitting the wall. Let's see if we can pick up who's next. Curtis is going to be on his way back in. He did improve then on his time, did Curtis, because he's gone P1. He was P3 a minute ago. Faster Stricken and Denge. Curtis did go faster. Let's see who we got round here. It's Pease on a lap then. We'll have a look at Pease. So Denge, it's currently P10. Can Ramsel, DJ or Bannister do anything about it? Mazepin out of this one and Denge out of this one, but Denge critically with the time on the board. 1:10.9. So for the extremists, Ramsel, DJ and Bannister, that is the time you boys have got to beat to get into Q3. Very unlike Denge there. Pease goes fastest then with a 10.4. Excuse the phone in the background. It's very unprofessional of me. I'll sort it out in a minute. Who have we got next on the lap then? Where's DJ? That can't be DJ. Yeah, that's strange. That's more like DJ. So I don't know why before, when we were seeing the Rothmans, it was saying DJ, because it definitely wasn't the case. 12 for DJ then, a 27.603. Look at that helmet. Catch a bit of a glimpse there, look. Yeah. Nice little tribute to the Netherlands. Who have we got out there? We've got 4 minutes 40 left of this session. We're going to concentrate on this bottom drop zone. So young Tommy then just starting a lap. Obviously DJ's a bit further round, but he's just done a lap. He's not going any faster. Bannister only just opening his lap. So we'll stick with Sir Young Tommy for a minute. Old Spice driver. As I said earlier, the time on the Australian side was a 1:10.696. So we're under that. Pease is under that. 1:10.460 for him. Bob with young Tommy. The Orange Army there up in the stands, as you can see. Oh, there's the chicane then. Orange Army everywhere. Look at these stands. Look at them. They are full to the brim of Max fans. Unfortunately, they've got no Max to cheer today, but I'm sure they'll be cheering on DJ. Rightly so. Young Tommy then currently in the drop zone. Will he get himself out? He does. P3 for Sir Young Tommy, a 1:10.814. A few of the other guys just taking the flag now. Bannister then just getting himself underway. Aylan now in the drop zone. Pills is on an out lap. DJ's back in the garage. So only one on a lap at the moment is Bannister in the drop zone, currently P11, and Denge still holding on. But I have to say, both with due respect to Bannister and Aylan, both Pills and DJ, I think certainly I've got the pace to possibly knock Denge out. So Denge's going to be sweating this one out. Got a bit of traffic coming up here as Bannister. We'll ride on board and see whether we can see it. There it is. It's one of the Cadbury's drivers. It's got to be Zerks because there's no other Cadbury's left in this session. Here's Zerks. He got out of the way. But Bannister scrapping this one. He's going to go again. Maybe just looking to do a bit of a recharge. Not quite sure why he went again or why he backed out of it. Now we're seeing a choo-choo train situation. Aylan on an out lap. Where is Pills? Pills is on his lap here. Let's see what Pills looks like from on board. Normally very, very spot on with his marks, his Pills. Purple to sector 1. The godmother of Formula 4 is in the chat. Good evening. Nice to have you along. Flying solo tonight. It's just Halsey. Skate is away at the moment, so just me with you for a bit. Hopefully maybe Skate will be joining us later. If not, you're going to have to put up with me. Q2 we're in then. Pills trying to get himself out the drop zone and push Denge out. Pills goes 4th and Denge stays 10th. I'm not quite sure how that works. But, okay. Phil's fourth then. We've got on a lap is Aylan, the reserve. DJ's back out there, but it is Aylan furthest along. Unless Bannister is... No, Bannister's in the fifth. Extremist is now retired from the session. So Extremist is going to be out of this session. Aylan, 0.3 up, or just over 0.3 up in this session. 51 seconds to go. Look at this beautiful livery. The Formula 4 reserve livery there. Oh, we've got a... Is that a stricken car? It is Junior. No, just nicely getting out of the way before the corner. Great work then from Ramsell. Thank you very much, Godmother. Much appreciated. I need him, to be fair. It's hard work on your own. Aylan then, 1:10.8 on the soft tyre though. So he rolled the dice with the soft. Got himself out of the drop zone. 8 seconds to go. Where's DJ? Here we go. Come on! DJ. P8. And then still saying he's a P10. So, must have been a dodgy timing tree earlier on then, because I hadn't actually noticed, and then just got a 1:10.9, whereas the rest of them around him are all on 11. So, my fault, my error, that one. But you can see it from yourself, and then stuck there on the timing tree. Yep, Minnie, you're out, buddy, I'm afraid. The timing tree is all messed up for some reason. I should have spotted that earlier. And then just time of 1:10.9 is below people in the 11s, so I should have noticed that earlier. So, and then he's gonna have held out here. Obviously won't be able to take part in Q3. He will start P10 though, for sure. So we'll wait for these timers just to click over. And we'll get a read of the final session for sure. But it looks like the drop zone then is Junior, Mini Ramsell in 11th. Maybe the best place to start in terms of tyre strategy, perhaps. Ramsell is farther then, one place behind him in 12th. 13th was the Extremist, Bannister was 14th, and Mazepin in 15th, obviously, and Denge and Mazepin crashing out of that session, unfortunately for them. So we'll only have 9 in Q3. So Pease, Droftus, Sir Young, Tommy, Pills, Curtis, DJ, all going to be starting the race on the mediums. Just Kaiser, Xerxes, and Aylan then in the top 10. Going to be starting on those softs. That's a good question, young Tommy. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. He should have been here. Maybe caught up with work or whatever. Obviously, as much as we all love racing, real life does have to come first. So we'll move on to our Q3 session. Now Q3 qualifying pole position time. The target for these boys is a 1:10.173 set by Tabbed this morning in the Australian side of the division, or the Oceanic side of the division. So a 1:10.173. I'm not going to put the tyres up because they're all going to be on the softs regardless. So we'll keep a little bit less information off that corner of the screen. First one to blink then. Xerx wants a bit of airtime, does he? That's the graphics god. Absolutely sterling work this guy does behind the scenes for us here. Comes up with all the, or 99% of all the graphics, logos. Absolutely top man. Also does the stand-ins for us each week. So big thanks to you, buddy. We really appreciate it. Is you know, down to a lot of great people behind the scenes. This league. I mean, this league. I'm privileged enough to be involved with it. Got involved with it last season, season 2. Was asked to come and help out the great See Me Skate, and jumped at the chance. And what a fantastic project this has been. Really, really good experience. Really opened my eyes to the quality of league racing that can be obtained So I'm very, very thankful for that, and it does, or we do try to set a precedent here in Formula 4 to try and be the best, not just on track but off track as well. Pills is going to be the first one to get us underway then. Let's have a ride on board with Pills then. Drops it down the gearbox into third, short shifts to fourth, exits turn one then, short run up to turn two, got to sixth gear, drops it down one to fifth, into turn three then, down the box to third, double short shift back up to fourth, fifth, sixth, hard on the gas, seventh through turn four, turn five, six, up to eighth then, on the entry to seventh, back to sixth, coming down then into turn eight, not quite going to get to eighth gear, backs it down to fifth, back down the gearbox to fourth then, to turn nine, little short shifts through the box, back down to third, briefly, fourth then fifth, nice smooth exit from Pills, down the DRS straight, into turn 11, hard on the brakes then, back down to third gear, much apex as you dare with the curbs, try not to unsettle the car then, hard on the gas, up through the box to sixth, get this corner critically right, carry this straight line speed then as we go up through the gearbox, watch that speed climb, 178, 180, we'll be chucked 190 just as we hit the line there. Pills then 110.3, get us underway. These laps are going to come in fast here. Zerks here 110.6. See if we can catch a couple more here. P's then the championship leader. Team Cat. DJ goes 110.8. Puts us our P4. Alan the reserve 111.0. P's then says I'm not having that. A 110.0. Wow. Look at that. P's then. Cracking lap from P's. Who's the Rothmans? It's Kaiser. Just exit in turn 14. Where can Kaiser put himself? P7 for Kaiser. Here comes young Tommy. P4 for young Tommy. A 110.5. His teammate Curtis will be next across the line. P4 then. So our opening round of laps here. Normally you probably get 2 laps, maybe sometimes 3 if the boys are quick. This is quite a short lap, this one. So they might be able to get 3 runs in. Just depends on what their tyre life's like and how much they want to risk it. So the opening round then is P's, a 110.0 from Droftus, a 110.230. Pills is third with a 110.30. Curtis, a 110.533. So young Tommy then with a 110.579. Zerks with a 110.667. DJ then making his way back round and into the box, a 110.847 in P7. Alan then our reserve, P8. Stunning performance from him as a reserve driver to jump in, getting into Q3, 111.096, and then Kaiser then rounding out our top 9. Obviously only the 9 cars running in this session, so Kaiser with a 111.337. I am in need of a little drink, so I'm just going to mute for a second and wet the whistle, as they say. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Right then, we're back. Obviously P's just on his... Oh no, maybe he's going again. He's doing something out of the ordinary. Just slightly up on his time. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he does come in. But maybe just seeing what the second lap was like on the tyres. Maybe just to gauge for his final run. See whether he could get 2 laps or see whether he did improve on the second lap. Obviously, normally with the softs, don't really improve, invalidates there. So we'll box this one. But yeah, as I was saying, don't get 2 runs or two laps out of the soft tyres, not unless your first wasn't quite at your maximum. Normally they just drop off enough to not allow you to quite go any faster if you set a really competitive first lap time. So P's obviously maybe feeling like he had a little bit more there and was going to try the second lap, maybe even just to see what the car felt like in sector 1, sector 2 of that lap. So boys are in the boxes now then. Have a quick drink, I'm sure. Quick check on the timing tree, see what they've done compared to everyone else. But obviously a 110.0 then for P's, P1 down to, what are we talking? Well, there's a second between P1 and Alan in 8th. So we've got 10-0, 10-2, 10-3, 10-5, 10-5, 10-6, 10-8. So certainly that battle between second and third, between Pills and Droft, very close at the moment. And between Curtis, Young Tommy and Xerxes, again, pretty close. The Australian pole time, Pills, my friend, was a 1:10.173. So P's already under it. Just over a tenth off for yourself. P's the only one that's under it at this point in time. So was that Pills on his way out? No, it was Kaiser. Kaiser the first one to blink then for this second run. Old Spice driver. Oh, sorry, Rothman's, what am I talking about? Rothman's driver. So this is a very fetching livery as well here. The boys have done a fantastic job on this one. Echoes a bit, or is a bit similar to the old, for anyone who's old enough out there, late 90s Williams, Team Williams F1 car, where they had the Rothman sponsorship, sort of around the Damon Hill days, I think, and Jacques Villeneuve, or around that kind of an era, 96, 97, 98 perhaps, somewhere around then. Guys are then about to get himself underway for this second run. Possibly a little bit deep there into turn 1. Here's the lad through that tricky turn 2. And it's long sweep in turn 3, as I said, many different lines you can take through that one. Quite a lot of undulation to this track. It's another thing that we should probably mention. As you can see, we're going up, down, up, down, up, down. A bit like a yo-yo. Like a snake yo-yo, I suppose. As we're going left and right and up and down. A bit like a roller coaster. Not my thing, I'm afraid, roller coasters. Hate them. Won't get me on one to save my life. So it's got to be the Texaco driver, I believe, of DJ. After this, we'll flip back to him in a minute. Once Kaiser closes lap, 2 minutes 30 left on the clock for the boys out there. Kaiser then, he does improve to a 1:10.914, puts himself P8. Here comes DJ then. It's going to be Zerx and one of the Rothmans lads behind him. We'll see what we can do in terms of picking them up in a minute. Get a nice look at the top of that helmet then on board with DJ. DJ moves himself up to P4. I said it was Zerx, it is going to be Zerx. We're going to miss the Rothman straight behind. It was probably Droftus. It was Droftus, so Droftus P2, 1:10.2, just getting himself underway, sorry. So is that championship leader? It is. Pease is down on his time though. So Young Tommy, currently P6. Just slightly up on his time. It's going to be his teammate of either Curtis or Pills behind him on outlap, so they're just going to start. Young Tommy then 4th, 1:10.4 for him. Alan's on an outlap. Let's see if we can pick up who's furthest along here. Zerx, about level pegging. Kaiser, well down. Obviously Alan on his outlap there. Curtis. There you go again. He's on a timed run. DJ well down. Who's the Rothmans here? Let me just check. Droftus, yeah. Is that Pease? It is Pease then. So Pease, I think, on one this time. Obviously currently pole anyway. Still looking to improve. As always, as racers, always just want to go faster and faster and faster. Oh, he's invalidated. I don't think he's got time. His fuel light is on too. 25 seconds, he will get another lap, but unfortunately, I don't think that fuel load and the battery level is going to be representative. Curtis then up on his time at the moment, jumps a place into fourth. Young Tommy then across the line, stays where he is. Who we got next? It's going to be Pills, 1.4 up, or 1.4 tenths up, not 1.4 seconds. Alan has crashed. Okay, yeah, unless he's just in the pit lane. Pills then, P2, a 1:10.160. Is that Droft? That's Kaiser. It's got to be DJ here then. DJ's down on his time at the moment. So I don't think, unless this is absolutely phenomenal last sector from DJ, I don't think he's going to improve. Doesn't. Takes a wheel off for fun. Zerks then, can he improve? P7. He can't, stays P7. Curtis not really going much quicker. He's going to need a fantastic last sector. Sir Young Tommy is though. Sir Young Tommy, his teammate, Old Spice, going faster on this one. Might be able to get a cheeky toe here. Certainly going to be trying it. Doesn't improve though, does the Young Tommy. Pills has taken a flag, so it's just Droftus here. Currently P3. That looked a bit slow for Droftus. I could be wrong, but no DRS open, so Droftus taking P3. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. We've had our Q3 session done. It's going to be P's from Pills, from Droftus, from Curtis, from Young Tommy. Wait for the screen to rock over. We take a quick screenshot. So yes, P's from Pills, from Droftus, excuse me, Curtis in fourth. So Young Tommy starting fifth, DJ in sixth, Xerxes in seventh, Kaiser in eighth, Alan in ninth, and it will be, obviously, as we said before, and Denge going in 10th. So 1 second actually across the grid, across the top 10 there. So Young Tommy in the chat then saying he's messed up sector 3. I'm just going to try and change the screen in a second, ladies and gentlemen. Once I get in here, so bear with me for a second. Sorry, I was just trying to see if I could mute myself, because I believe I might be coming through to all the drivers in their ears. I'm not quite sure how that's done that. I'm sorry to the drivers if I am. Hopefully you can mute me. I can't get up the drivers list in this screen, so hopefully guys can get me up if I'm in their ears. So then, let's put up these tyres. P's then will be in P1 for Cat Racing on the mediums. Pillars in P2 for Old Spice, also on the medium. Droftus P3 for Rothman's Racing, also on the mediums. Curtis starts P4 in the Old Spice on the medium tyre as well. Teammate of Young Tommy in 5th, also on the medium tyre. So DJ then along in 6th on the mediums, Texaco driver. Cadbury's Racing's Xerxes starts 7th on the soft. Rothman's Racing of Kaiser then also starting on the soft from 8th. The reserve Avon starting from 9th on the softs, and Dengen starting on those medium tyres in 10th. Cadbury's. Mini Ramsel then for Cat starting on the mediums. His father Ramsel for Texaco starting on the mediums in 12th. Extremist is going to go from 13th. The Cat driver, he's got the medium tyres fitted. Bannister then, Rothman's driver. In 14th on the mediums, Mazepin will start 15th for Old Spice on the softs. Energetics for Rothman's 16th on the mediums. Callum Tyler for Texaco Racing mediums in 17th. Just Mikey for Cadbury's going from 18th on the mediums. And Bloomster then rounding out our 19 drivers. Cat F1 starts on the mediums as well. Yep, good luck from the fairy godmother, or the godmother of Formula 4. Wishing the boys a good race. See young Tommy as well in there. Wishing everybody a good race. Callum in the chat as well. Right, heads down, boys. Here we go. Let's see if we can get a good camera angle. It's going to be what it's going to be. It's either going to be on board or the shot it gives me. We'll see how it goes. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put up this quickly so you can see yourself. Position changes off this lap. You kind of know the tyres everyone's starting on. So we've got 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And we're go, go, go! Rubbish camera then from Codemasters off the start. I've changed it and we're back. So good start from Pease there. Droftus gets Pills. See what's happening further back. Look in the background. Pease is away with this one. Pills in second. Droftus in third. Curtis in fourth. Patton his teammate with young Tommy. Oh, we've got Spinner in the background. I think that was DJ. It was DJ. So no, we've lost DJ. I think he's still going to be going. I'll flip back in a second. I'll have a double check. Here we go then. Bit of side-by-side action. Junior getting past Bannister. Got the Extremist all over the back of him. Check a bit further back. See what's going on. Callum Tyler then just getting past just Mikey. He's out on the grass. So a mistake then after that. Gives up the place to Bloomster as well. And Energetics. Back at the front then. Pease still got this one. Top 5 as they started. It's Pease from Pills, from Droff, from Curtis, from Sir Young Tommy. Nice little gap. I don't think much is going to go on there. Let's see if we can get to the closest gap here. Is Xerx and Kaiser down the straight. Obviously no DRS yet. Got to wait a couple of laps for that to be enabled. Here we go then. We're on board with Undenge. Having a look at Mazepin. We've got a virtual safety. Who is that? Or why is that? Not quite sure. We've got a few guys in the box though. So we've got the Extremist, Ramsel, Callum Tyler and DJ all in the pits. Didn't catch whether the other boys were getting wings, but I presume possibly. I don't see much point in pitting unless you need a wing on lap 1. So we're under VSC here. Guys need to be sticking to the delta or below it. Give yourself a few tenths at least in the green. As does have a habit of shooting around all over the place, does the delta. And it can catch you out, so these boys need to just keep an eye on the screens, keep their delta positive, don't let it drop into the red, otherwise there'll be a drive-through coming their way which can really hamper your race. I expect this one to get going then. We're going to be going green any minute, I would have thought. Obviously you can see those guys on the track map. Here we go then, we've gone green. Nobody really close enough here. And then maybe on Mazepin. Yep. We'll have a little manipulation of the camera. Gets that one done then in turn 1. Riding on board there between 2 and 3. Mini Ramsel next on the chase for Mazepin. Gaps at the front quite stable, quite big. Energetics having a look at Bloomster or trying to catch him. See those positions made then, so most places gained off that first lap. Mazepin and Bloomster, or first couple of laps. Mazepin and Bloomster both with 5. Biggest loser unfortunately, our resident Arnie, it's DJ. unfortunately down 13th places. We're back to Aylan here then, the reserve driver, having a look at Curtis. He's got Andenge coming in behind him. He's going to need to look both ways here, is Andenge. I'll keep moving the camera so we can have a good picture of it. It's a little bit of movement in the back as well. Mazepin having a look. This is the closest battle here so far. Hill's closing in on Pease, but I don't think there's going to be anything going at the moment. As I noticed earlier, to be honest with you, you have got to be so tight coming out of turn 14 to get the move done. It's not quite so easy with the DRS at this track than it is with some. Energetics then passing Bloomstar for P14 there, down into turn 1. But yeah, as I was saying, you need to be quite close. You need to be closer than you think. Coming out of the last turn, turn 14. Front three breaking away a little bit then. Curtis just dropped back. Yeah, doing my best, Godmother. I like to mess around with cameras. I mean, my co-coms isn't here controlling the cams today, so it is me. I do like to mess around with the cameras a little bit. I do love these onboards as a driver. Obviously, I love seeing it from this point of view. You get a real sense of what's going on in the car from this point of view. I just think they are quite dramatic in terms for the viewers getting in. Obviously, I can control where we're looking, forwards, backwards, to the sides. So it's a nice little feature. It's just hard work, to be honest with you. Not only talking, trying to keep track of the race, trying to track these cameras as well. All available to do. I mean, these commentators on Sky Sports F1, they've got it easy. They just commentate on what they see on the screen from somebody else editing it and putting it up. Right here, this is the hard work, controlling the cameras and watching the race at the same time, trying to keep track of who's who, what's what, where people are. Bannister's pitted then, so he's dropping down the order. P17 for him now. Kaiser and Denge, this battle's still going. Try and keep an eye on these timing trees. DJ Death Dragon then makes up the place, up to 18th, obviously with Bannister pitting. Have a look at young Tommy. Young Tommy, we'll have a little off board for a minute. Zerk's then closing in on the back of the both the Old Spice drivers here, Curtis and young Tommy, trying to fend off Zerk's. I think the gaps are pretty much stable at the front. I don't think we need to jump to them. Got Andenge closing in on and the reserve of Aylan a bit further behind here. Maybe if we go on board, we'll be able to catch this one. Curtis then up the inside of his teammate into turn 1. Zerk's coming in hot. Pulls it up though. Gets it nicely done. And Denge couldn't make that move in the background there. You just see the purple car still behind that teal colour. The reserve logoed, reserve liveried Formula 4 car. Still there, look, you can see it. So Curtis down one place on that lap then. This is the battle we were talking about then. And Denge, Aylan, Junior behind. Kaiser up in front. Sort of from here on down, outside the top 10 actually looking at it. 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th. All got quite some sizable gaps. So we're going to stick round about this battle unless we see things going on at the top end. But P still holding the lead from Pills, from Droftus. About half a second between them all. It's that DRS zone then. Oh, and Denge running deep. Let's have a little look off board. Junior running deep as well. Cascading him. Kaiser under a little bit of threat here. Let's go on board with Kaiser. What's the gap? 0.3 to Aylan. Let's see. Aylan's got another 0.3 and a bit to Andenge, but you watch, look. Aylan just about getting the job done, but Andenge is going to run out of room. Not going to be quite there. It's just not quite long enough. It's real tricky. You think it'd be easy, but it's not. You have got to be so close. Sort of 2/10 is probably optimal to try and get the pass done into turn 1. Oh, and Den's running deep then. Look at this. The battle is well and truly there. Let's go back to Mini Ramsel. Get his point of view here. He's just watching Andenge and Kaiser battling here. Hoping for a mistake from one of them. He's sat there ready to pounce. Should there be one. Through turns 8 and into turn 9. Tries to cut this one a bit tighter. Got to get a good run here. Now Mini should have really probably gone a little bit wider there. And then just looking for a move. He's getting a little bit impatient. Oh, the slightest of love taps. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Junior's got the run now as well. Just a little bit of contact between Kaiser and Andenj, but absolutely perfect driving from them both. No intention there from either party. Absolutely clean as they could possibly be. They're going side by side again. Don't, boys. Ooh, Kaiser getting a bit of a wobble on. Mini Ramsel's going to get blocked here. Oh my goodness, what a move. Junior then just making the wrong decision. Had nowhere to go. Boxed in by Andenj and Kaiser. These two still side by side. Look at this battle. They are still at it. Fantastic racing. It's the softs on Kaiser versus the mediums of Andenj. I think Andenj probably just about cleared now. But let's have a look at Ramsel behind us. Oh, a little bit of contact. Where is he? He's through. Maybe just upset Kaiser's car a little bit with the contact, but I think it was generally fair enough. Indeed it is, Godmother. What a battle. Absolutely brilliant. Mini Ramsel then on the hunt for Andenj now. Look how close he is. Nothing really going on in front of us either, so I know I'm focusing on this battle a little bit, but it's probably the battle at the moment in the race. I can get a little off board here, not too close, get a different perspective. Mini Ramsel tucking in nice and tight. Let's see the gap he's got going into this turn 13, 14. And Den's just nicely on the power there. See, look, that's it. He's just got that little gap. Mini Ramsel about just under 4/10 back. It might not be enough. You see, you'd imagine you'd be gaining, but you're just not here. It takes so long before the overspeed really gets you in the window there for the pass. It's just not quite long enough. So Andenj holding P8 then. Mini Ramsel still looking at this. We'll move away from this battle for a minute because I'm conscious that I'm giving these guys all the airtime. Check back at the front then, so it's still P's in P1 from Pills, from Droftus. Look at them all, nose to stern. This battle is going to be one where we need to look at later. All these boys obviously very sensible. All the drivers in this league are, but these boys just playing the long game, I do believe. We can get rid of that now, sorry. Let's put back at the tyres so you guys can see what tyre compounds are on. I was getting waylaid in the battle. So these, yeah, again, pretty constantly close. Yeah. You're so young. Differences, different assist levels going on there, Godmother. Obviously, we don't really stipulate what assist levels you can run, but you can run pretty much what you want as long as you're enjoying your race, and that seems to be the rules here. So you can be running traction control on full, you can be running it on medium, you can be running it on low, you can be running it switched off altogether. Again, ABS you can have on or not, so anti-lock brakes makes a big difference, to be honest with you. Again, whether you're using a pad or a wheel as well, makes a whole heap of difference. Yes, Paul Watson in the house. Yes, right, we'll touch on this. I know we did touch on it earlier on in the Australian stream when we briefly touched over it. So Paul Watson, for anyone in the chat, anyone that doesn't know Paul Watson here, cheering on P's. But Paul Watson, along with Stewart, Matteo, Massey, involved in a charity event this weekend. So Paul and Matteo with a couple of other drivers, I think Will and Richard, the other two drivers, doing a 24 hours of Daytona race to raise money for the charity Mind. It's a charity that helps people with mental health issues, gives them a place to be able to go and get support that quite frankly, you know, we all probably need at some point. Kaiser's dropping down, then he's in the pits. Mazepin in the pits as well, making their stops. Where's the closest battle? Probably Zerks and Curtis. Then we'll have a look at this. As I was saying then, yeah, those boys doing a 24 hours of Daytona on iRacing this weekend. I think they ended up raising over £500 for the charity. A lot of these Formula 4 boys showing the support to Paul. Paul was a full-time driver last year. Great job he did last year too. It was a privilege to commentate on. And yet most of us getting involved and supporting him one way or another, or maybe multiple ways. Obviously getting in, helping him raise the money, donating some funds to such a good cause, or by tuning in to the live stream over the weekend, checking on him and the boys' progress. I spoke to him early doors in that stream as Kaiser gets past Bloomster further back. I spoke to him early on in his stream there, and he was hoping, if everything went right, to be maybe get a result of P14. The boys knocked it out of the park, absolutely knocked it. They were carrying the Formula 4 logo, did us all absolutely proud. Finished P11, an absolutely amazing result for those lads, and a massive achievement, and more than that, just an absolute great bunch of guys doing the right thing, making a video game or making gaming, turning it into something positive. Oh, you just sit and game all day. Well, these boys, they did sit and game all day, but you know what? They raised over £500 for a good charity. So, video games aren't all bad, ladies and gentlemen. There is some great things that come of it. Obviously, great relationships, friendships that are built from these kinds of things, from the league racing, and again, great support within the community. When somebody puts their hand up and says, any chance of showing us some support, the Formula 4 boys showed the love. Absolute sterling work it was. So big congratulations to Paul Watson and the team for that. Watson in the chat there, obviously thanking the community for all the efforts that we went through to support him on this course. But as I said to him the other day as well, our donations, us tuning in, is a drop in the ocean, really. It's nothing compared to sitting and driving for 24 hours. So you boys are the ones that did the hard work, obviously setting it all up, choosing your foundation and thing. Obviously I know it's a foundation that's close to Paul's heart. Ramsell gets past Bloomster further back down the tree. So yeah, we'll close on that one. Good job, Paul. Thanks for tuning in today, buddy. Really appreciate your support in return. So let's get back to this one. I wandered there slightly, but for a good cause, well deserved the airtime does Paul and the lads for that one. So P's from Pills from Drofter, still your top three, and look at the gaps, ladies and gentlemen. We're still sort of 0.3, 0.4. All right, a little bit back to Droft, but they're not getting away. Nobody's getting away here. This is going to be 1, 2 and 3 together for the whole race. Pills then takes the fastest lap on this one. So young Tommy's still holding fourth after getting past his teammate Curtis earlier on. Dirk still lurking on the back of him in sixth. Yes, indeed, Godbrother, it is not just a community, it is a family. Quite rightly put there. As I said earlier, opens your eyes up to what league racing can be. It can be a family of people who don't know each other from the next person when they get here, but unfortunately, relationships can be formed. Speaking from myself, I mean, I've had people travel from the other side of the world to come and visit myself just from doing racing. So, absolutely unbelievable. Paul Watson agreeing then. So, and Den just got past Aylan further back with that Titanic battle we were looking at earlier. So he's now in P7, Aylan P8, Ramsell in P9. Battle still going though, as you can see. Still raging on. Aylan's going to start dropping off soon though, I would have thought. Those soft tyres in front, they're going to come to a point where they're going to start dropping off a bit. So Junior and then Den should have the upper hand. Again though, we can see here, look, what I keep saying, you'd think you'd be far enough or close enough to make a move, but no, not quite enough. Let's keep moving backwards then. Energetics P10 at the moment. He's got just Mikey closing in on him, 0.4 of a second back. Kaiser's 12th, bit of a lonely game for Kaiser, 8 seconds back of just Mikey. He's got a gap of 3 seconds to Ramsell. Mazepin then, and Bloomster not too far apart, but they're quite about 3.7 seconds back from Ramsell. Here we go then, Bloomster. Gonna look for a move there, but thinks better of it. Mazepin holds 14th for a minute. Not a bad little battle here. We'll stick with these guys for a minute. Oh no, he's done it again. He's done it again. Same place as qualifying. And unfortunately, I don't know, maybe it's just me. I'm going to go away from Mazepin because twice I've been on board with Mazepin and he's put it in the wall at exactly the same place. Fortunately for him this time though, he keeps his wheel on. Godmother then tuning into 2 at once. Pills going for a move on Pease for the lead. Let's have a look at this. Oh, this is going to get close. Yes. Pills still fighting with Pease here. Can we go off board for a minute? Look at this, side-by-side racing through 4, 5 and 6. Nobody giving an inch. Droftus waiting for the scraps. Pease then takes that one back. Cracking racing. Shades of Brazil all over again. They want to give me a heart attack tonight, that's for sure. So, unbelievable driving then from 2 of the aliens. That's Peas and Pills. Absolutely unreal stuff, side by side. Peas testing the water then, after holding back for 14, 15 laps. Looking racy now. Obviously harder to be the car in the lead. So Peas doing the hard job here. He's cutting the hole in the air, creating a path for Pills and Droftus. Obviously always easier to chase rather than be chased as well. You've got a target, you've got someone as a reference in front of you. So he's doing the hard work. We've got yellow in sector 3. That's one of the cats. Who was that? It's Mini Ramsel Jr. He's in. Not quite sure what happened. He's going to be getting a nose fitted there though. He's putting the inters on, so maybe that's what's happened. Is it raining? I haven't seen any. Oh yes, no it is. Just about see it now. So here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go and put the kettle on just yet. The rain has started to fall, and Mini Ramsel's the first one. Personally, I think that's a little bit soon, but maybe if he had a bit of a whoopsie on that lap, thinks that might be worth a gamble. So you can see the rain starting to fall on this one. This will spice things up. 17, so what's that, 20, 34, just under halfway through, and the rain is starting to fall. This will change this one for sure. Top 3 close enough to all just probably match what each other's doing. We're very surprised if either of them are going to take any sort of big gamble. Just Mikey then, probably the closest gap at the moment. So those soft runners who hasn't pitted yet, let's put up the pit stops for you. So currently Kaiser, Ramsel, DJ, Junior, Extremist Callum, Bannister and Mazespin all stopped so far. Yep, indeed. And Denjan up to 6th. Let's get rid of that so I can see what's going on. Yep, Alan having a great race. Always does, to be fair. He's quite solid, quite consistent, just goes about his business. Here he is on screen, P8 for him at the moment. Let's have a quick check on position changes, shall we? Wrong box. There we go then. So just Mikey up 8 at the moment, biggest gainer. Biggest loser is Junior down 5 at the moment, but he had just stopped a minute ago. Actually, that's a good point. Let's have a look to see what Junior is doing on these tyres, just out of interest. P's now pulling a bit of a gap on Pills at the front. He's pulled a bit of a gap on Droftus as well. No, most are like that in this league. Godmother, obviously Godmother alluding to some penalties there. So let's go back up here, hang on a minute, I just want to see what these boys are doing. Andenj Zerks then both in the box. Was that a wing for Andenj? Change the camera. Oh, they've got a double stack. They've got to double stack. No, no, no. Unfortunate then, they don't necessarily have to share the pit box, but they do on this occasion. Zerks and Andenj. Zerks getting double stacked. They're putting on the inters. Here comes the third Cadbury's car in. It's just Mikey. See, he boxes in a different box. He gets the inters on. So these boys now starting to get these inters on. Obviously feeding the track. Oh, and Alan. He's had a bit of a mistake there. Through, where does that look like? That looks like turn 7 to me. It is turn 7. So he's gone off track. I'm sure he's probably still got his wing. Let's see this side. Yeah, he has got his wing, but just succumbing to the conditions. So let's look then Let's look at what these boys are doing. Are they going to drop in here? DRS is disabled. That's normally a very good sign. Jeff don't normally lie when it comes to that. So top 3 then in. Managed to probably do just a bit longer than the other guys. Alan will be coming in too for sure. Curtis, no, it's not going to gamble either. There's nothing to gain here. Oh, Curtis gets a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Extremist also got a penalty to his name, as the godmother's alluding, or as Paul Watson's alluding to. Thank you, Paul. Giving me another set of eyes here. Ramsell Jr. on the move. I still think it was probably a lap or so too early for Junior, but obviously I think he had a bit of a whoopsie. Decided or needed to box anyway for a wing, so decided to roll the dice and get those tyres on early. Hang on, let me just have a quick homage to the chat. There's my co-coms, my usual co-coms. See me skate. I've got that power outage. Can't be with us, unfortunately. Doesn't look like he's gonna make it tonight, so unfortunate, but we'll press on, do the best job we can without him. Obviously fantastic work that he normally does. I know you're all missing him. I'm missing him myself, but the show must go on, as they say. I could sing, but Skate hates me doing it, so I won't bother. Nice Queen song there. The show must go on, but as always here, the show does go on. So Pease then, after that stop, still out in the lead from Pills, from Droftus. Gaps just opened up slightly from what they were early doors. Curtis still setting P4, and Denge up to P5 now. So, and Denge, what a recovery drive so far. Started P10, up to P5. Young Tommy, again, doing a sterling job. Absolutely solid is Sir Young Tommy. Very impressed by this guy since coming in. Hadn't really had much experience. I had a little bit of experience with him in a former league that I was part of a few years ago, but never really raced against him. So first real viewing I'm getting of Sir Young Tommy this year, and I have to say, very impressive. Very impressive start. So Zerks up in P7, doing a good job too at the moment. And at JXM with the reserve of Alan closing him down here. 0.3 is the gap, probably the closest gap on track, so we'll stick with this for a minute. Let's see if we can get some more of those great camera shots coming our way. Get a good point from the drivers, or a good view from the driver's eye in these wet conditions. Now, I don't know whether it's going to get any heavier than this. The only inkling I had, was we were going to get some rain. Don't know whether it's going to get progressively heavier or stick to this. So we're obviously currently on the green banded intermediate tyres. We could go to the full wets, which is a blue banded tyre later on in the race. We're on lap 22 of 36. We'll see how it goes. And then looking to try and capitalise over Energetics here. Just talking with Paul in the chat there about his 24-hour Daytona race, as I mentioned earlier. Energetics trying to be as defensive as possible against Dalen, but can't hold him off. Dalen gets that job done into turn 1. Obviously DRS deactivated now because of the wet weather. So straight up pass makes that turn 14, the last corner, even more important to get the drive, get the traction down, carry that speed all the way down the straight. Let's have a little look. Let's go back and give DJ a little bit of a viewing. Home Grand Prix then for DJ, sporting that special liveried helmet. That's right on board then, so some of the viewers who are just tuning in can see that. Nice little touch to the Netherlands there. Yep, great move from Alan indeed. So DJ looking to try and catch Junior up in front. He's sandwiched by Cats at the moment. He's got Mini Ramsel in front of him, D and Bloomstar 21 seconds behind him, so it's a rather big sandwich, but just on the timing tree there, you see the two yellow dots. Sandwich in the black one. Right on board with DJ just for a little bit longer here. We'll have a check of these Orange Army. Look, getting wet. They've got their umbrellas up in the stands, cheering him on. Can DJ get close enough then? What's the gap? 0.4. I reckon this will be too far. As we've seen time and time again. It's going to run out of straight. Because it's just about now when it starts clawing back the pace. You can just see it kicking in for yourselves there. But unfortunately, just too late in the day. So, we'll move back up. We'll go off board for a minute. We'll move back up. Excuse the flicking. Curtis has picked himself up a penalty somewhere along the line. We'll run through those penalties in a bit. For the moment, though, it's still P's from Pillars, from Droftus. Nice helicam shot here. Exiting turn 14 on the start and finish straight. We're about to complete lap 23 and start lap 24. Dropped Droftus a bit now, these two. So we can go on board with Pills here and look back. You can just see Droftus there coming through turn 1. So Droftus just dropped off the pace now. 2.6 seconds back. He's got a comfortable gap of 12.4 though over Curtis in 4th. So pretty safe podium. Just need to keep it on the black stuff. Does Droftus to take home another podium. Solid enough. Oh, we got yellow in sector 3. Who is that? Let me flick. It's Mazepin. He's stuck. Ooh, that was a bit close. Good job Ghostin is on here. Maybe should have waited there, Mazepin. No, we're not counting Droftus out. I wouldn't count Droftus out of anything. Paul might just be biding his time, saving those tyres a bit towards the end of the race, just trying to save a bit of those grooves, try not to wear them down too much. So Mazepin having a spin then. That's the second time this race at least that I've caught. Unfortunate for Mazepin then. Back on board with the leader here, coming up to some traffic, some back markers. Let's have a look from Droftus' point of view. Yeah, you can see them there, just popping into the turn 1. Again, this is where certain things like assist levels can come into play. Trickier conditions in the wet, obviously. If you're not running ABS or traction control, makes it even more tricky. Yes, indeed, Paul, he is capable, this man Droftus, of winning from absolutely anywhere. He is part of the alien group, which is Peas, Pills, Droftus, Sloth and Denge. The aliens, as I like to call them. Just unreal. I wouldn't count any one of them out from absolutely anything. So, gap's quite stable at the moment. I'm struggling to find the closest battle probably is and Denge and Curtis. Let's have a little ride on board. We've got a safety car. Where have we got a safety car? What? Anybody see what that was for? Because I completely missed that. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Why have we got a safety car? We've still got 19 cars running. What is going on? Somebody inform me. What did I miss? I didn't see that one bit. So where's Peas? Let's have a look where Peas is on track. He's coming into the final corner, so I mean, they're only on 4-5 lap old Inters. Let's see what they're going to do. Will they roll the dice? Will they box with 11 to go? I don't think so. I think they'll probably just stick here. Maybe one or two might try something with slightly fresher tyres, but I don't think it's really going to be worth it. So the hard work that these three in the front have done to build that gap. Obviously you've got that 14-second gap here, look, between Droftus and Curtis. No, I don't think he did. I don't think he did. He did spin, but he's still here. Obviously we frown upon that sort of a thing, and these lads are normally pretty good for sticking it in. Yep, even if the race doesn't go your way, still stick in. Curtis then into the box, so Curtis does elect for a new set of Inter tyres. He's going to drop a few positions. He's going to come out behind Zerks. Oh, is he going to... Aylan's going to be close here. Let's have a look. Can't cross that white line, Curtis, yet. But just about gets the job done. Yeah, he did definitely spin here into turn 2. Hit that wall there. But no reason for a safety car. He wasn't really stuck there. So, interesting enough. Alright, Cody's being Cody's, unfortunately. Sending us out a safety car, but, to be honest, it will liven things up. because this is going to tighten this pack right back up. All these gaps that you can see, 12 seconds back from young Tommy to Xerxes, look, that gap's going to close. Further down, DJ, 6 seconds back of Ramsell, that gap's going to close. Junior then 18 seconds back from DJ, that gap's going to close. All these big gaps, Callum Tyler with a 19-second gap. Unfortunately, he's going to be stuck where he is because Callum is in the traffic, so not going to get a chance to do anything. Unfortunately, Callum, it's going to hurt Callum, unfortunately, here. We don't really have the ruling where it will let the lapped cars unlap themselves. Kind of annoying because I'd like to see that feature in the game personally, but it won't let you do that. So on the restart, Callum is going to be in between. Callum Bannister going to be in between Droftus and Andenge. Then you can just see Andenge in our rear view there. Bannister obviously in 17th place, and then Andenge in 4th. So the top 3 are going to have a little bit of a jump, although I'm sure the likes of Callum and Bannister will be jumping right out the way, but they've got to be careful with the time that they do that. Obviously with the safety car line and the safety car coming in, you can't pass until the safety car's in, until you've hit the safety car line. So, and Danger needs to be patient and wait for that safety car line before he can make the move on Bannister or Callum. No matter what they do in front of him, even if they pull over to the side, he can't make that pass. So lap 27 of 36. Pease leads it from Pills, from Droftus, from Andenge, from Sir Young Tommy. 6th is Xerxes, 7th is Curtis, Aylan is 8th, Energetics is 9th, just Mikey in 10th, Kaiser in 11th, Ramsell in 12th, DJ ahead of Ramsell's son in 14th, DJ in 13th, Ramsell in 14th, Bloomster sits 15th, Callum Tyler in 16th, then Bannister in 17th, Extremist in 18th, Mazzy Spin, the last of our 19 runners, this one. Let's have a quick look at the chat, see what's going on. Callum's messaging in Discord, okay. Really shouldn't be, but okay. I still can't understand why people want to write messages whilst they're driving. I'm sure it's against the rules, but I'm not steward. It's not my point or place to say. I don't personally do it. Obviously are under safety car, so yeah, as we saying, Paul Watson saying then, only thing they can do is pull off the track to let them by. Yeah, if they run far enough off, like Mazepin's just done, the game will allow you to do that because it sees the car as off track. So we've got 6 and 8 laps to go here. Let's have a quick look at the penalty. 3 seconds for Extremist. The rest of them has managed to clear theirs. Up spots, positions gained. Just Mikey up 8 then. He's the leader at the moment. Up 8 spots. Biggest loser. Is that 7 for DJ? I think it is 7 for DJ. A little bit unclear on the screen, but I think it's down 7 for DJ in 13th. So biggest loser, DJ 7th. Biggest gainer, Mikey in 10th with 8. Let's have a look at the fastest lap. Fastest lap held by Pills, a 1:12.888. 888 car. That won't be beaten. Obviously, that was in the dry, so Pills will be taking this fastest lap, I'm sure of it. Safety car is in this lap then. We'll stay off board. Again, ladies and gentlemen, bear with me. This will be carnage now. We've got 8 lap dash. Thank you for checking on that one, Godmother. I always thought it was. Perhaps a different league. 5-second penalty then. Just Mikey got a collision with Kaiser. And then DJ Mazepin. So I'm sure it always used to be in there. Maybe it was the last league I was involved with. But again, just not something that I really condone, no matter whether it's in the rules or not. If it was my rules, it would definitely be in there, 100%. Shouldn't be texting whilst driving. You know, Bernie says don't drink and drive. Housey says don't text and drive. Here we go then. We're underway. Phil's looking for the jump on Pease. Can't get it done. Droftus closing in. Let's go off board to see if we can see anything going back. And Denge then getting racy. As I said, look, there's a Callum Tyler in the way. Extremist in the way there too. Obviously slightly ghosted. That's the only one good thing. So, you see what I was talking about there, just that gap of Van Denge with the cars in front of him to Droftus. Just cost him a little bit. Energetics dropping down the order here, down to 14th place. Kaiser in the pits. Mazepin also in the pits. So I'm gonna need your help, ladies and gentlemen. Anyone in the chat, can I have your votes for driver of the day? My great co-con Simi Skate, unfortunately, normally does that business in the Twitch for us. Unfortunately, I lack the skills to do that. So it will be my decision if nobody else chips in and helps me out. So I'm looking for your suggestions. 7 laps to go. Obviously, it is always a tight call. Let's have a look at these gaps. I'll get these gaps to the interval rather than the leader. That might help me. Rookie error. Aylan then looking for a move on Zerks. Is he going to go up the inside? Oh, the Rams. There's the Rams boy. Sorry, I'm going to skip back to this because we've been waiting for this. We can have places. Give me a second. The wrong one. Hang on. I'll put this up and then I'll yabber on. So look at this battle here. We've finally got it. It's father versus son. 9th versus 10th. Texaco versus Cat F1. We've got Aylan and Xerxes just ahead of us. Bozza! Woo! Yes. There's the Bozza, who I owe another great big apology for because I threw him under the bus earlier. Unfortunately in his race, saying he started on the wrong tyres. That was completely hands up my fault. So luckily for me I wasn't fired, but maybe probably deserved it, making such a bold statement. So Bozza again, I'm sorry my fella. That really was all me. Do excuse me. Great drive from Bozza earlier. I don't want to give away any of the results from the Australian side in case anybody hasn't seen it. I don't want to spoil the results. You can go and catch that one back on our Twitch channel. Also, probably be on YouTube in the next day or so. Cam getting out of the way then. Still same top 5, top 6. Actually, yeah. The Ramsel battle, yeah. This is what we've wanted to see for a while. Will it really happen? It looked a bit spicy a lap ago. Ramsel Senior just got a little bit better lap against Junior. Try and keep an eye on what's going on. Let's see then. Kaiser's on softs, really, was he? Why? I'm not sure. Let me have a check back on that. Let's see. Get rid of that position change for a second. Yeah, no, Kaiser was on softs. He's back on the inters now. Maybe trying something for a wrist down there in 15th place. Maybe worth it. Oh, was that a bit of contact? Oh no, that was just, sorry. That was probably the Extremist getting out of the way. It was. So, Extremist doing a great job there of getting out of the way. Let's have a look at these battles then. Second to second for the top 2. Top 5, top 6 all still holding station. Zerks in 7th still holding. In front of us here, on board with the reserve of Aylan. We've got the Ramsel boys behind us. Okay, Paul's vote is that. Oh no! Aylan moving that, losing it out that corner. Final corner 14. Can't get away from him. So after such a stellar race, Aylan just loses, lights up the rear in the wet conditions, hits the wall. He's going to need a new wing. So both the Ramsel boys move up a position there then. And Den's got the gap to. Let's have a quick look at Andenge closing in on the back of Droftus. DJ's quite close to just Mikey as well. It was unlucky. Sometimes the way it goes in racing. He turned up though. He's put his hand up for the seat. Fair play, Aylan. Had a sterling race up to now. 4 laps to go then. We've got a yellow in whatever sector that was. I missed that. We're back green racing again. And Denjan put 6 down. What other battles have we got going along? I think that's, apart from the Ramsel boys. Let's stick with the Ramsel boys then for a minute. Try and keep our eyes on the timing tree. Yeah, a few votes. I think Paul Watson's vote for Andenge for the driver of the day. To be honest with you, well, yeah, I won't say it. So Andenge getting a call for driver of the day at the moment. I'm going to have to try and do these driver interviews the old school way through PS afterwards. To bear with us a little bit after the race, just so we can try and get the boys in to the chat, see if we can have a word with them. So this Ramsell battle then kind of fizzled out. Not really gaining on his father, is Mini Ramsell. Mini Ramsell's still trying to hold on to the back of Zerks for all he's worth. 2.5 tenths now. Top 6 still the same. Peas from Pills, from Droftus, from Andenge, from Young Tommy, from Curtis. Zerks then 7th in front of us. Ramsell in 8th. We've got Junior behind us. It's quite big gaps further down the field. So it's just Mikey in 10th. DJ close to just Mikey. Let's have a little ride with DJ. Check on Bloomster behind us. See those stadiums. Obviously no DRS here, so no way. I don't think you're going to get a move done here. Be a bit of a crazy send. Just need to try and get a hook up of the traction here out of this one, turn 12, but more importantly through this 13, 14 double right. And DJ has got a run here. See, look, DJ 0.2 back, a bit closer than the gaps we've seen earlier on in the race, using all his ERS now. He's got plenty of it, using that battery power. You see it down there on the left hand side of the display. Can't quite get it done though. Let's have a look at this. Just Mikey holding his own. It's going to be close. Oh, DJ backs out of it a little bit. He's going to get a bit of contact. Oh, Bloomster's unfortunately hit us from behind. Unfortunately, I didn't see that one. Getting a bit squirrely between these two. Bloomster running it in deep. Obviously making a little bit of contact with the back of DJ. So unfortunate for Bloomster. Real unfortunate for him. We got 34 out of 36. 2 laps to go. How old are the tyres? Let me give you an update, buzzer. There we go. Check the tyre life for yourself. Mostly 13, 14 lap old inters. A few, obviously, running something different or pitted again. But generally, so DJ's still looking for this one. Mini Ramsell, I don't know what to go for. Mini Ramsell's quite close to his dad now. Might just see it at the top of your screen there. Yeah, just about catch it. Lovely heli shot. Let's go back on board with DJ then. Up into turn 13, 14, same pace as the last lap. He's got 100% battery again. Look at that battery. It's going to light up in green in a minute as he hits the deployment. There it goes. So he's going to need to use even more than he did last time. Just Mikey got some good straight line speed though. Going defensive. DJ going to try this one round the outside. Going to switcheroo back up the inside. Oh, can't quite get it done. That is the extremist unlapping himself. Be a little bit off-putting for maybe DJ. So DJ can't get that job done, even using that battery power. Bloomster then pitting, obviously, after we see that. So let's have a look at the top. Obviously Peas, from Pills, from Droftus. Godmother casting the vote as well, Andenge. So 2 votes to Andenge at least. Come on, Skate. Well, I don't know if you've seen most of it, Skate, but Skate will probably agree with me anyway, to be honest with you. We're normally pretty agreeable on the decision we make, if we have to make it. Yeah, there he goes, he's agreeing. I wasn't going to say that earlier because I thought it might be slightly biased. I'm just like to say my vote would go to Andenge personally as well. Although I'm sure others might complain about that. But he deserves it, to be fair. Cracking recovery from 10th to 4th at the moment. We are on final lap then. I just want to have a quick flick through of these things, just so I've got some reference later, because I tried to take some stats out of these races to bring to you week in, week out. Obviously, we had some cracking ones earlier on. Go back and watch it for anyone who missed the start of the stream. Q1 was a bit of stats from the stat man. Myself, Housey. So I don't think anyone else is going to stop now, so I just want to make sure I've got these. He's going to get grabbed. Yeah, I believe he probably will. He's not close enough really, I wouldn't have thought at the moment. So Pills then coming to turn 13. Going to take the flag. Pills not going to be able to do anything about it then. So great race from Pease. Just Mikey. If we just lost just Mikey, I think we've just lost just Mikey. So it's Pease from Pills from Andenge. Young Tommy then. Solid job from Young Tommy again. 5th. Curtis is going to take the line in 6th place. From Xerxes then in 7th. Mini Ramsel gets his father then on penalties, I believe, there. So Mini Ramsel 8th, Ramsel 9th, DJ 10th. Aylan then rounding this one in 11th. Still a great drive from Aylan, the reserve. Stepped into the car, done a solid job. Really has. What? Droftus just got a 20-second time penalty for ignoring the yellow flag. That is crazy. Droftus was 3rd. I don't know why he's just got a penalty, but that's just the game doing it. Waiting for Bloomster then. Mikey crashed. Yeah, I believe he did. Somewhere along the line on that last lap. Unfortunate for him. So, as I said, we'll try and do these driver interviews from the PSN comms box. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to need Pease, Pills and Denge to come in. Oh, sorry, Pease and Droftus, sorry. And we do want Andenge because Andenge is going to take the Driver of the Day award. So that was it then, round 3 from Zandvoort, the Netherlands. Absolutely stunning drive. Codemasters agrees with us for a change. And Denge getting the Driver of the Day from Codemasters themselves. Boys on the podium. Gonna spray the champagne. I'm gonna go away from that just to try and give myself slightly longer to get these screenshots in for the stewards to be able to do their jobs. Bear with me, I can always give you a rundown in a minute. Let me just get these screenshots for the stewards to be able to do their jobs. And for my own reference. Excellent, right, so let's see if we can round it up quickly. Pease then takes the win from Pillars, from Droftus, sorry. Andenge was the 4th. Young Tommy is going to be 5th then. Curtis in 6th, Xerxes in 7th. Junior in 8th. Ramsel in... Ramsel will be 9th. Droftus was obviously 3rd. DJ will be 10th then, 10th. Aylan in 11th. Bloomster in 12th. Kaiser in 13th. Energetics in 14th. Just Mikey in 15th. The Extremist in 16th. Bannister in 17th. Callum Tyler in 18th. And Mazepin rounding out our 19 drivers from this race in 19th place. So all drivers actually did it. Yeah, maybe apart from just Mikey finishing that race. I have to double check on that one. I think Mikey might have DNF'd on the last lap. So he might have lost one in the end. But all in all, fantastic result from these guys. Fantastic drives throughout. Whew, I need a quick drink. So excuse me for a second. I am running dry. Give me a second. I'll be back with you. Right, just had a quick look at the track. So, Godmother, what happened to Drofty was he got 20 seconds worth of penalties once he crossed the line for ignoring a yellow flag, but I mean that was after the race, so I can't see that standing. I think that's a game glitch. So we're going to go with Droftus in P3. I believe that will be the way that the results will go. Obviously, I'm not a steward, but I would say that will be what will happen. Right, I'll tell you what then. Let's go. Alright. Yep, sweet. I'm just going to join that now. I'm just going to join in the comments box. So yeah, give us a second, ladies and gentlemen. We just get into the commentary box for these driver interviews. Get ourselves sorted out. Bear with us for 2 seconds. We'll get the drivers in. Obviously, Pease, Droftus, and Pills, and then Denge.
First one to work.
Oh, Drofts, yeah, sorry, Droftas has gone to work, so we won't get an interview from Droft. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about that. Just back there, just trying to get the boys into the box. Got a few of them joining in now. Droftus, unfortunately, won't be here for the interviews. He has had to shoot to work, so we'll have to skip Droftus. I'm sure he was third, but we'll move to our second place driver, so which today in round 3 was VFR Pills for Old Spice Racing. So Pills taking out second position and the 1 point extra for the fastest lap. So Pills, congratulations, buddy. Qualified second, finished second, maybe feels a bit lackluster, maybe, perhaps, I'm not sure. But you're taking away the fastest lap with you, and a solid race there. Give us a little bit of a perspective from your point of view. Obviously, we see you having a great battle with Pease there, going side by side, wheel to wheel for a bit. Absolutely unreal racing, but unfortunately couldn't quite get the best of him there.
No, I mean, him and Andreas are probably two of the hardest people to try and overtake on this whole grid. And when you're on the outside and they have the advantage on the inside, it's just, you know, just hoping that you get a better traction. But I didn't in this case.
No.
But no, great battling. Really enjoyed it with him.
Yeah, well, it was nice and clean, obviously, from yourselves and from the other guys around you there. Obviously, you three at the front there. Pretty stable gaps at the beginning of the race there, sort of about 0.4, 0.5 between the three of you. Obviously, so young Tommy had done a job behind you as well, but couldn't really close the gap. Obviously, Andem's getting up there eventually. But yeah, the gaps between you, Pease, and Droftus, very stable to start with, and then just started eking out a bit, and then we had the rain come, and then from there on in, obviously, dropped a little bit of pace, but you managed to pick it back up and close in. But again, yeah, just not quite enough. But are you happy with the second, or do you really feel you could have had that win today?
Could have had it. But
could have had it.
Could have, would have, should have.
Could have, would have, should have then, yeah.
But no, it's what it is. I messed up the safety car restart, so that's on me. I got too close. I couldn't actually see Pease where he was. I couldn't see his front wing, so that's on me. You know, I could have had a better run at him, but it's what it is. I'll take P2.
Very honest of you there. Very honest opinion, ladies and gentlemen. That was our second place driver, VFR Pills. Congratulations to him, and yeah, many more rounds yet to go. I think 21 rounds left to go, Pills, so plenty of time left for that win. Well, good luck, and stay safe, buddy, and we'll catch you next week for sure.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Thank you, mate. We'll move on then to our winner, our pole position driver, and our winner again. So third week in the row, P's taking all the spoils, pole and the win. Yet to have a fastest lap to his name yet though, so needs to put that on his bow at some point throughout the season. But I'm sure he'd rather take the poles for the 2 points and the wins, obviously, for 22 points rather than a fastest lap. But P's, congratulations there. Obviously, as I just touched on, first on the grid, first in the race. Obviously, you've been hearing into my interview with Pills. Very close gaps in the start there between yourself, Pills, and Droftus. eked out a little bit before the rain, and then the rain came, obviously pulled the gaps out slightly, but closed up towards the end. But I talked to Piddles there about that side-by-side action between yourself and him. Give us a bit of a lowdown from your point of view, please.
It was stressful because I had to keep Pillars, who I think was faster than me at times, behind me for the whole race, and it was especially difficult when near the ends of the laps he was like 3-4 tenths back, and I just had to defend. And there was one point he got around my outside, but I managed to shut it off. The second time I had to leave him the room, and we had a nice clean battle, and I'm just happy that I ended up on top, because I think had whoever came out on top in that battle, that was their win, because it's very hard to overtake.
Yep, yeah, indeed. Very tricky track in the dry, let alone in the wet there. I know you're probably right, yeah. In the and those points of the track, the race where it was dry there, when you're going side by side, very much a battle of the race at that point in time. As you said, I think whoever came out on that battle would have taken the win, and obviously you did come out on top of that battle, so congratulations, you did take the win. Third win in a row, third pole in a row, you've got to be pleased with that.
Yeah, but good runs come to an end soon, so we'll see what happens. But I'm just going to keep trying to do the best I can and keep moving on.
Well, a very honest opinion there from our race winner, RELPs, saying all good things do come to an end at some point in time. But for now, not for Peas. He's our championship leader, and he's taken this one out again. So congratulations, Peas. Stay safe, my buddy, and we'll catch you next week for sure.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, buddy. Thank you. So we'll move on to our driver of the day then. It's our resident Swede. It's the man that some people call my boy, Andenge. Andenge, missed you last week. Bit of an off result-ish for you last week with that 5th place position finish, and a little bit of an off qualifying session for you. Let's start there, shall we? Qualifying, taking the wheel off, and starting in P10. Was you worried? Did you think you was going to get through to Q3 there? Because that was obviously the Q2 session.
I was pretty disappointed in myself when I killed myself in Q2 there, because I was so sure I was going to make it and be on the second row at least, come qualifying done. I took I don't know what happened really. I just lost the rear end, and the car just left me. But yeah, I started P10, and I did have an incident on lap 1 with a lot of people. Gonna have to say sorry about that. But otherwise, I just drove my race. I had a few nice battles with the midfield guys. I really enjoyed it, and also I gotta thank Xerxes, because he let me through at the later stages in the race. But I always knew that I was gonna be up there with the top boys at the end of the race if I just stayed out of trouble, really. Yeah,
well, obviously 4th place finish for you. I know it says 3rd on this time and true, but that was the game given dropped us a 20-second penalty, so 4th for you. One better than last week. So moving on up, and obviously we know you've got the talent, we know you've got the skills. You're always going to be there or thereabouts. So another fantastic drive for you, and I believe that was your. Hang on, let me double check. That was the 2nd driver of the day award, I think, for yourself. I believe. Or was that the 1st for you? Might be the 1st for you. I'll have to double check on my stats for next week. But either way, congratulations, Andenge. Another fantastic drive. Driver of the day, then, ladies and gentlemen, P4, Mr. Andenge. Thank you very much, Andenge. You take care, mate, and we will catch you next week. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was our 1st place, 2nd place, and driver of the day. Our 4th place driver interviewed. Obviously, our 3rd place driver dropped us off to work. So I want to say a big thank you to everybody tuning in through Twitch, supporting me along the way tonight. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Godmother. Thank you, Bozza. Thank you, Zerks. Thank you, the Ramsel boys. Thank you, Bozza, Skate, Young Tommy, DJ, everybody that's got involved. Sorry if I've missed anyone that got involved here, but thanks for coming along for the ride, giving me the support. So that has been round 3 of the Formula 4 done and dusted. Both divisions For now, until next Monday, obviously you can catch us all again next Monday. We'll be here, same times, same place. We'll be back then for another exciting round. Please do tune in next week to catch us. So I have been your host. Hello there, how is I, aka the Housey, for your stream tonight. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you enjoy the replay if you're watching it on replay. That has been Formula 4 Racing. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Do take care, stay safe, and we'll see you all again next week. Goodbye.